Hey guys, what's up? Me back, Will to Kill here. Right now we're looking at my PC on a coffee table or like a portable like a foldable like living room like dinner tray basically because it's like my desk is right here obviously, but we're about to take this bad boy apart. So right now we're just gonna go ahead and remove these. I don't know like how good of an angle you guys are seeing right now, so trying to do my best. Um, I'm just unscrewed those. You guys should be seeing this just fine, really. Taking that side panel off. Okay. And we're going to take this bad boy. The cool thing about what we're installing right now is that we don't actually have... This is the remote for the fans up top. The remote for the fans down here is actually inside the case, which is why I need that special cord. Oh no, I just lost that. So I'll have to find that in here in a second. I'm gonna need that to close up my case. So that was not cool. Like, massive party foul right there. Anyways, we're taking off the back side. Oh, that hurt my hand. Like, really bad. Alrighty, there's the back side of my case. Alright. So, we're going to go ahead and show you a look around. Well, bam. Everything is there, but nice and black, unlit up. And then all the cords back here. This fan is about to be hooked up. This fan is about to be hooked up to this fan through a cord that I'm going to get, and then I'll wire it through the back. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and cut here so I can find that missing part I just dropped. Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back. Alright, so now we're in part 2 of the video where we're going to be installing this thing and stuff. So first off, I wanted you guys to know that we're going to be taking some things out because we had to look at your motherboard. Because the first thing you do before installing any air cooler is you got to make sure you know what bracket you're using for your GPU or for your CPU motherboard, so you can install the cooling unit, which is obviously the Cooler Master, the Cooler Master D92, which is this thing. You want to make sure that you have the right bracket on there to be able to mount this thing properly to it, so you don't have any problems with your motherboard or any compatibility issues. So what it's basically telling me is that one, I have to get this thing out right here, this thing. This is just basically make sure you're compatible with everything like that, okay? This is going to go on the back of your motherboard. Okay, you guys have already seen most of the stuff in the unboxing of this video. And then you're going to put this bad boy on the top of your motherboard, like so. This is not going to be used, well actually, sorry, that's the AMD bracket. Oops. That's the AMD bracket. So, actually as a matter of fact, this right here doesn't get used at all. Cool. Sorry. Read the instructions. So this is what you're going to need right here, and then everything else you're going to need is going to be in the contents of this bag. So, with all that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get what I need because I already read the instructions, and what I need because I have the 1155 bracket on my motherboard. I'm going to need these pieces. And there's supposed to be 4 of them. And then I'm also going to need these pieces, which there are only 2 of them, of course. And I'm also going to need these little sticky rubber things. Oh my god. These sticky rubber things right here to go on those other pieces, the round ones I showed you before. Alright, so after all that's done, you're going to want to you want to put the screws and the thermal paste aside. So you've already got your parts picked out, which are those right there. You're going to get those ready. So, what you're going to want to do, and make sure you do actually read the instructions, because these things are both sides are threaded, so your safe bet is to pretty much, you'll be okay with whatever side you choose to put on these things. So just make sure you choose a side, like so. And you stick them on as carefully as possible, making sure that you leave plenty of room and where the hole can be easily screw slid through. Okay, and you're just going to repeat that process with the other 4. These things are actually kind of cool because, like I said, this is one of the first times I've actually dealt with one of these bigger air coolers before. I mean, I've grown up with PCs my entire life, like literally, like I've always had a PC when I was a kid and everything. I was fortunate enough that my parents actually built them. We couldn't just afford them; we actually built them for a lot of people. My mom and her ex-husband used to own a. Not my dad. My dad and my mom are still together, but her ex-husband. They used to have like a PC building shop together, and they used to build PCs for people, and so all these pieces are finally done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put those aside, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to get the cord for that because that's going to be needed later. We're going to go ahead and move to the actual PC now, because I need to be able to take this Intel thing out. So you guys can see right now, that's the Intel thing right here. And we're going to go ahead and twist those things the way they say in order to get them undone. And please make sure that you unplug everything in your computer before you do these kind of things. Because you don't want to be touching this stuff and this stuff be live and you possibly like bend a circuit wrong or something and the thing come like completely off. Alright, from now on you can press on the back side of your motherboard, or you should be able to. First off, just unplug the cord, the fan cord, because you're not going to need that plugged in anymore. You should just be able to pull this right off. There you go. And you see all that thermal paste there? Well, we're going to have to clean all that up. Obviously, not on the actual cooler, but this is the actual, this is the little fan that's been keeping my CPU cool this whole time. This little tiny fan. Now, real quick, I'm going to show you the comparison between this and the one I'm putting in my system. So here's the Intel fan that was in my system, and this is the only thing, you know, on the CPU right there. That square box in there. Now, this is the thing I'm putting in my system. So you can see the size comparison right there. Like, this thing is massive. Like this small little thing or this huge thing. So and just so you guys can get a better look at this, I'm going to show you closer into the system what it actually looks like. See, that's my CPU right there with all the thermal paste. So we're going to go ahead and cut right here, because I'm going to go ahead and clean off the thermal paste with the alcohol that I forgot to get. So I'm going to go ahead and go get that and clean off all the thermal paste, and I'll show you right when I'm done cleaning it what it looks like when it's clean. And then we're going to go ahead and install the brackets on camera for you guys to see, so you guys can see how it's done. So, be right back. Alrighty guys, what's up? Welcome back. As you guys can see my hand right here. Right there is my CPU. I went ahead and cleaned it off, so now there's no more thermal paste. So what we're going to do now is we're going to install the Intel processor bracket right here on the back of the motherboard. And we're going to do that right now, so you guys are going to see me do that. So from here, you guys can see I'm going to be putting it right here. This is just the remote for the fan, so don't worry about those cords. We already moved them down to the appropriate slots right here with these little sliding things, the sliding arms, to the appropriate slot for my motherboard, which is the second one. Alright guys, so sorry, I had to make a cut there real quick. I had a little bit of a important thing, discussion. Anyway, anyways, my wife's laughing in the background because, yeah. So this is the bracket for the Intel thing. I already moved it down, like I said. I already moved the slots, the little bracket arms right here to fit it. Mine's a 1155 LGA bracket, so it needs to be on the second one right there. And it should just be able to pop right in, just like so. So it's just going to rest right there. That's all it takes to mount the back of it right here. And then we're about to go to the front and put the screws in. So just make sure that they're all just, it's nice, sitting there nice and neatly right there. Obviously mine wants to kind of slide out a bit, so we're going to want to keep it nice and steady. We're going to go flip you around to the front. And we're going to angle you down and kind of around because I need to be able to turn the PC around to be able to see this bad boy. Alright, and with that done, the only thing you're going to do is you're going to take those round things I showed you at the beginning of the video right here. You're going to take these and you're going to put them on the screw holes, which are right there, 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 and there. Which you can't see where my finger is, but you can see where the screw is shining right there. That little tiny shine right there's a screw. You're going to screw these in with that black washer down against the motherboard. So as I'm bracing it with my left hand, I'm going to go ahead and screw this in nice and gently. And get the first one down. Alright, so we're getting the first one down. And you just want to make sure it's like hand tight. Not too tight, just hand tight. So if you can barely squeeze it there, it's on. Now you want to go ahead and finish up with the next 4 or 3. You just want to take them, make sure the washer's on the correct end, facing towards the motherboard. You just want to screw it till it's hand tight. And don't be afraid about your hands touching the motherboard. Trust me, these motherboards these days can handle a lot more than your old school like 1960s circuit boards that shorted out just because you breathed on the damn thing. So again, we're going to go ahead and find the bracket, screw the third screw on to the brace. This one's taking a bit longer, I don't know why. Oh, there we go. And now, I will say this though, my left hand's one of my weaker hands. Okay, there we go. So, with the screwdriver I'll show you, we installed one right here, right there, and right there. And don't worry about me touching my graphics card because all I'm doing is touching my backplate. Now we're going to go ahead and kind of push a little bit of my CPU power cord down because we don't really need that in our way. But we're going to go ahead and install the very last one. Sorry if you guys are seeing my head. So as I'm screwing this in, I'm noticing that I really should be doing this from the front angle, but because I'm trying to show you guys how to do one of these things and just trying to share the experience with you guys, I'm screwing it in in a very unique manner. But yeah, that one's good. That one's good to go. So 1, 2. Those things are in there tight. Check the brace. That's in there. That's in there. They're all good. One thing I will say though, I recommend if you have it, get some canned air. Use the canned air and just blow it out, because when you had the smaller CPU cooler, like the stock Intel one, if you guys have these, then it might have had a lot of dust back there, and you want to make sure you get all that cleared off, because you don't want any of that left in there when you go to complete your build. So now that all that stuff's in there, whew. You're going to go ahead and get that bag of screws that you saw earlier. And they give you a lot of these. Don't use the flats. Do not use those. You want to use these. Those are the ones you want. So just go ahead and find all the screw holes. Or the ones with Phillips heads to them. Anything else you don't use, just put back in the bag, because we're not going to need that stuff. Oops. There we go. We're not going to need that stuff. Now, be careful in mind of what's going on. I'm seeing there's kind of like a softer edge here, so I'm going to probably guess that these go this way. And we're going to go outwards. Like that. So for time and purposes, I'm gonna go ahead, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and install these without this being on camera, and I'll just start recording back when I'm done putting these on. Alright guys, sorry for the sniffles, but yeah. Alright, so as you guys can see, I installed the 2 plates right here that were supposed to be installed. That's all I did. And I got the cooler ready. This is the heat plate, the heat sink. So yeah, this is the heat sink and everything. That light is like seriously bright, so let me move that light over here just for the camera. But it's still glaring. This is the heat sink. It's going in here. The Cooler Master thing. It's right here. And it's going to be going in just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and place this down there after I remove the tape. You're going to want to remove this cover right here before you use anything, this little plastic film. Which this is basically doing is protecting the surface that's going on to your CPU. Okay? And you can set that aside somewhere safe, just for the moment. And you're going to want to pull out, right, for this, you're going to pull out your thermal compound. Right now I'm using Arctic MX4 thermal compound. I'm going to go ahead and test to make sure this stuff's coming off properly. So I'm going to put a little dab on here. See, it comes out properly. So now I can go ahead and put it on the motherboard, the CPU. A little bit more came out than I wanted to. You guys probably don't see that, but I did. That will be fine. Alrighty. Actually, here, just for safe measures, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little dab right there. Okay. That makes sure that it gets total surface coverage, and I'm not burning it. It's probably overkill on the coolant, to be honest. It probably is. So you can even dab some away if you feel like it's too much. That's right, just Just dab it away. Alright. And now your CPU should be ready for the cooler to be mounted. So, yeah, see all that? It's all thermal compound and everything else like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and mount this because you just saw me put the CPU down. And because I'm going to need a lot of focus and you're not going to be able to see much with this, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera and install it, and then you guys get to see it right when I'm done installing it. Alrighty guys, there. I actually ended up lifting up the PC. But there you guys have it. The Cooler Master is installed. It's nice and firm in there. It doesn't even jiggle. I'm actually pushing like really hard on that to even make that move down and up. But yeah, it's in there. It's good. That's the radiator. Now it's just in time for to install the fans. So I'm gonna give you guys a better look at that thing here in a second. Obviously there's arrows on the side of this thing that I don't think you're gonna be able to see. You might if I bring it down. Oh, well, you won't. I don't think you'll be able to see the arrows, but they're right here. They're basically also telling you the right way to put these. I already know the right way to put these, so I'm not even worried about it. But we're going to go ahead and put these on. Now the weird thing about this thing though is that you're going to want to kind of walk it down the structure of the heatsink, because if you're wanting to perfectly align it just like that, because right now it's on the heatsink, it's perfectly aligned, it's good, it's not going to come off, and it's like literally a millimeter away from my RAM, which is crazy. But that's the first fan installed. Okay, yeah, I'm just making sure the clips are there, and then it's nice and solid on there before I install the second fan right here, which is obviously going to be the pull, because this is push, and this is going to be pull into the next pull fan, which is going to be my thermal take fan. And that was a pretty freaking smooth install of those fans, I'd say. The fans aren't coming off. It should be super quiet, and that thing's pretty on there, so hell yeah. It's got fingerprints all over it, of course, but there you go. That is a CPU installation, 100%. Or CPU cooler installation, 100%. So I keep on like messing up how I'm pronouncing this and everything, but that's it. Let me show you guys the full package right there. That's the whole thing in a nutshell.